Okay guys, the most important thing that I need you to know is when you are stunning the enemies, look at the damage multiplier that's underneath their HP, and it's a common mistake. Sometimes you see 150, but sometimes you can also see it go up to 210% if you see for a split second that it was 210%. Why does it change with Qingyi, and why don't other characters have this? This is probably one of the most important things about this character, and that is because her passive, her core skill, this extremely long wall of text, increases that stun damage multiplier when their enemy is stunned by a certain amount. So she has 20 stacks, up to 20 stacks, and as you can see here, now I have it at like level 4, so it's 3%. It goes all the way up to 4%. So 4 times 20, that will be like an 80% increase in stun damage multiplier. So you could take it from 150 to 230. That's a very massive amount of damage increase for your main DPS to hit their entire window string as well. But we don't want to increase the multiplier when the enemy is stunned. How do we actually build these stacks? That's the second thing I want to cover, which is going to be the next thing. If you notice her icon over here, underneath her bar, there is this black bar over here that charges up slowly once we do a certain thing. That is actually how you are able to increase the stacks on the enemy, which is our primary objective before they get stunned. So how do you increase this gauge? You can simply enter her charging mode. Let me show you what it looks like. You can enter it through, for example, basic attacking, and this is what her charging mode looks like. So as she is doing this animation, this like hit, and you're just like, I'm spam clicking my basic attack buttons. Notice under her image over there, the whole bar is now fully charged. And if I let go now and just release here, this is a normal basic attack. How do I use the bar? This orange bar here is by holding basic attack. So this button here, if you're playing on mobile, just hold it down. So you can see now all the full charge is gone, and the enemy now will have a stun damage multiplier of 210%. So if I stun him now, you can see he gets the full 210%, because mine's like under level, I'm just 3 times 20. High levels, you'll be like 230% equivalent. So that is how you actually increase the stun gauges. Now, this animation here that I showed you, 3 hits to enter this state, it takes way too much time. No one has time to wait for this thing, right? So how do we proc it faster? That's the next thing that I want to show you about. Now let me just respawn this monster and let him start attacking so I can show you. The first way you can do it is by doing a perfect dodge. So if you slam down, you can straight away enter this charging animation, and then straight away, boom, 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 you can follow up with your enhanced basic attack already to start building the stacks. The other way, of course, is by using her E, which is the EX special attack. If you just press the E real quick, you can immediately enter this state as well. So you can enter this state, and then once you're fully charged, again, use her enhanced basic attack by holding it down, and then you get the very juicy stun multipliers. So 2 ways to increase it. Of course, there are many other ways. I just want to cover the main things for you guys. But now, I want to focus a bit more of your time to enter the nuances of this character, because not everything is straightforward. This character, after we've talked through, sounds very simple to understand, but she's actually quite complex a hero to fully get into the rhythm of this character. The most important thing firstly is, what is the difference between this mark here and going all the way to the end? So if you notice, if I just charge it up, if I charge an enhanced basic attack here, just until the bar, it turns orange. And the moment it turns orange, I can straight away use my enhanced basic attack. So the question is, why do you want to go all the way to the end? And the reason for that is actually you get more damage and you get more days multiplier when you're using your enhanced basic attack. So you can see in the Flash Connect description here, this wall of text, what it means is 75% is the first point you can use it, and every point thereafter on 75%, you will get an increased damage and increased days on the enemy as well. So sometimes it's good to go all the way to 100%, especially if you are not interrupted, you can dodge very quickly and stuff. The battle is very conducive. You want to go to 100% as and when you can, but if you're rushing for time, 75% gets you the maximum to quickly build up the stacks as possible. So that's the first nuance in her kit. The second nuance, let me just revive this guy, he looks like he's dying already. The second nuance in the kit lies with her EX special attack. So there are 2 ways, her 2 procs of her EX special attack. One, it doesn't really change too much, but look at the energy consumption. So the normal one is just pressing EX special attack when you have at least the gauge up. So I press EX special attack here. And now once this happens, you can see I sap half. It does like a little bit, 59 of a stun over here. Let me just revive this guy so we can see the amount of stun they are getting, as well as the amount of energy it saps. So now, instead of just pressing it down, I'm going to hold my EX special attack, and previously notice it was just until here, the bar of energy, right in between the halfway mark, and it was at 59. So I'm going to hold it down now. You can see just by holding down, I sap more energy, but I gain like way more amount of stagger on the enemy. 21 more days build up on the enemy, so it's significantly higher, and it does use up a little bit of EX special attack. I highly recommend you actually use up the hold version rather than the normal version. The reason for that is it doesn't take up too much more time. It helps you sap the energy, since most of her kit really revolves around getting these orange bars, doing her charging animation, and then trying to basic attack combo string. So you don't want to like focus too much on the EX special attack by like having to fit that in your rotations and stuff. So if I were you, I would just use the hold version as much as possible so you can get as much of the value of the hold as you can. And that is the second nuance. The last nuance, unfortunately, I can't demonstrate with you because my hands are too Pepega, but I'll explain it to you because I think my voice is clearer than my Pepega hands are. What this is sometimes as you are doing your enhanced basic attack, the orange color bar that's charged up, you notice that you will dodge just before you finish off with the final punch strike. The reason for that is because you have this ability here. You are able to, if you are attacked just before you are finishing the move, you launch this like perfect dodge. I believe it does like enhanced damage and stuff like that also if you manage to perfect dodge before you do the finishing move. But that is a bit tricky, and sometimes you might not get the timing right. The trick is you can actually release the hold, so you don't have to hold it all the way. You can hold it a little bit, and the moment you're about to be attacked, you can release it so that you can do this perfect dodge. This is like super high skill players can learn about this, but you can try it out as well if you are quick hands. I just want to give as much things to get started for most people as I can. That is mainly the gist of this character's playstyle. Now, another thing that I think is very important before we go on to builds and stuff is the additional ability over here. This character, when another character in your squad is an attack character or shares the same faction, you of course gain a certain amount of days, but not only that, you get a nice split scaling element because you naturally will have impact on your stun character. And when you're high at 120, each point will then increase attack by 6 up to a maximum of 600. This allows your impact character to have more DPS, scales better with attack as well. So it's very, very solid. Very, very nice as well. So that aside, now that I've talked about all of this, let's go into some builds where we can actually explain what are some gear that you'll put on the character. And if you're finding value in this video so far, you like the way we present, do like and subscribe for more of such future content too. First thing that I want to share with you before we go in is of course the gear that I recommend you put, the drive disc. In my opinion, go for a 4-piece Shockstar Disco. You get it for free, most of us also. So you will probably have like one 4-piece set, one A rank set, one S rank set. Just mix it, match however you want. Why you want to use a 4-piece Shockstar Disco gives you an impact percentage which scales into attack for her. Does more days to the main target as well on the 4-piece. So it's very synergistic with her overall kit, since she uses a lot of basic attacks too. Next thing I will focus on is probably a 2-piece electric damage. Why I would say 2-piece electric damage is much better than a lot of others is because most of the damage comes from electric. She doesn't have like hybrid physical and electric, as long as you are like proccing the instant electric build-up gauge, which is what we talk about. You can go for a 2-piece crit, it's not too detrimental as well, since she does a lot of instance of damage. You don't mind the additional crit. I think 2-piece pen is also okay. And other things you can go for is like 2-piece attack. Energy regen, I don't think it's like super critical, but if you have a nice one lying around, it's okay too. Overall, I prefer 2-piece electric damage the most, but I wouldn't like min-max and focus on finding electric damage. Most of the others are quite decent, especially in the early to mid game. And that's what I want to cover also for various levels of players. Now, for the main stats that you want to go for, regardless of what combo 4-2 you are going on, the main stat is always going to be the same. Impact percentage for this slot over here is going to be the best for slot number 6 because impact converts to attack for her, and she doesn't really care too much about her EX special attacks as we talked about already. Impact gives her attack, so it's basically running both attack and impact at the same time if you put it here in slot number 6. For slot number 5, very clear electric bonus is going to be the best. You can choose to run pen ratio if you can't find a good electric bonus on set on an impact, because I know it's not very easy to find. Or attack percentage if maybe you're a very new player early into the game, that's all you have, I would say you can go for that too. Otherwise, for slot number 4, I probably will run crit rate over here, just simply because for a stun character, crit rate is probably a bit lacking since you don't get it in your ACE core skill nodes. But probably crit rate is what I would prefer here too as well, if especially you can find one on set. Now that we have touched on that, let's go into her core skill since we teased that a little bit and what are the priorities for her skill. First thing that is very important to know, A, C, and E are the more important core skill nodes because it gives you impact 6 of 6. This helps you stun faster, it helps you even get attack because it converts over. The bottom one, B, D, and F is not as critical because this is attack of 25 only. But all of it is going to be eventually important because they all help you build this stun damage multiplier which converts it over. If you're interested to know the efficiency ratios of what level I recommend you stopping at, I have a video out that's coming out tomorrow, so you can stay tuned for the channel for that. It's already on the channel probably if you're watching this sometime in future as well from the date of recording. Otherwise, you want to go all the way to F. And in terms of skill priority, she uses basic attacks a lot, so this is a very, very huge priority. She uses chain attacks. Stun characters generally do chain attack quite a bit. You want to focus on chain attacks here as well. Other than that, you can do with assist if you want. I think dodge assist is not super critical. EX special attack, I wouldn't put too much emphasis because a lot of it is in her basic attack. So summary, basic attack, top priority, chain attack, my second priority. I probably will put like assist as like third priority, EX special attack fourth, tied together with dodge. These are like depends on your playstyle. But for me, I will play her more as like on fail, stun, get off fail, quick swap kind of nature. Once it's stunned, I don't want her to do DPS. If you're a damage dealer, you're building her as a sub DPS or like a DPS in nature, you have to go for everything that's generating the scaling that you need. And if you're finding value in this video so far, do help me give a like and subscribe so you can reach out to more people as well. Now, let me go into stun characters, and we're going to talk about all the different ones. Personally, what am I using? I'm using a Damara battery. It's cheap, it's good, it's A rank only, and it gives me everything I need. And this will probably be my recommendation for anyone who has this. Damara battery Mark II, it gives you impact percentage, which converts to attack. It gives you electric damage, which is very nice. When the equipper hits an enemy with a dodge counter or assist attack, their energy regen increases by 18%. It's nice to have also, so sometimes you might dodge counter when she's on field, sometimes you might have assist attacking here and there. There's no cooldown on this. Very good because it gives you everything that she needs. I like the Mara Battery Mark II. If you do not have this, you're a free-to-play player. Fossilized Core is actually super good. Precious Fossilized Core. It gives you a lot of impact percentage as well. It gives you a good amount of days. So you can see over here, if I take it up to 60, nice impact percentage, and it gives you a lot of days. If the enemy is at 100% HP, you get 20% increased days. As they get lower HP, you get lesser. But this is free to play. You can get it all the way up to 5 copies. It's very, very nice. I highly recommend you going for Precious Fossilized Core if you have no idea what to build for. You have stuff like Steam Oven, which gives you energy regen. In my opinion, not super critical for her. Most of her kit lies in her attack, and she scales better with impact percentage. So that's why you want to go for the stuff that has the impact percentage in the subs. 6 shooter is also decent. If you have this, you gain 1 stack, charging every 3 seconds, stacking up to 6. When you launch EX special attack, consumes everything, increase the skill days. This is nice if you are like spamming her skill, focus on like bursting her skill, which is okay. So if you already have someone using Precious Fossilized Core, you do not have Damara battery, 6 shooter is okay as well for her. Thumbs up. The other 3, Hellfire Gates, good. Restrain, good. These 2 are all very good. It gives her higher base attack, gives her exactly what she requires. In my opinion, I would prefer the one that has damage a bit more than the one that has energy. Hellfire Gears is like lower priority than the Restrain because this one gives you a lot more damage and days as well from basic attacks, which is what she uses. Hellfire is like more specifically helping you increase your energy regen and focus on EX special attack, which is not really the case for Qingyi. Ice Jade Teapot, what's there to say? This is the best in class for her, so it's naturally going to be the best. It has the best base attack for her. It has a higher impact percentage of like only 3% versus the A ranks, but a lot of this is all beneficial for her. I don't need to explain more. This is best in slot for her. If you have this, I don't know why you're watching this session also, but either ways, I hope you found this video helpful on Qingyi getting you started as well. Like and subscribe for more such future content. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on Qingyi and what more you want to see from this channel too. Otherwise, you might want to check out these 2 other videos, which I think you might be interested in as well. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.